Hello, hello, hello. What is going on, everybody? Hope everyone's having a fantastic night. Yes, a nighttime stream, and I figured we'd switch it up just for a night, just for a day, and you just do a quick stream tonight, and we'll go back to normal with the early streams tomorrow. But I had a lot of stuff to do today, so I figured, let's do a night stream. I have nothing to do, and we'll get this thing rolling. So appreciate everybody that's been supporting every day and obviously checking out the videos and always supporting as usual and being in these streams whenever you guys can. Some of you guys are at work. Some of you guys are just really busy and still trying to tune in. So much love to everybody that has taken the time out of their day to at least, come here and give their thoughts about the Philadelphia Eagles and what's going on. So, I want to, so obviously a few things, nothing on Tyrann Mathieu yet. It's been pretty quiet right now. I heard the Rams are trying to go after Stephon Gilmore. Looks like the Eagles are going after Penn State edge rusher Arnold Ebiketie. I can't say his name right, which is probably will be a second to third round pick in this draft. They brought in Jameson Williams. They're bringing Jameson Williams in for a pre-draft visit, and George Pickens, I wouldn't doubt that they are bringing him in or something like that. So we'll see what happens. But it's really been the quiet end of what's going on. So we're going to see a lot of pre-draft visits. We're going to see a lot of things that the Eagles are doing as of right now. So yeah, that's where we're pretty much at. That's where we're at. So what's going on? Jay, what's going on? Gravy, Bird Gang, what's going on, guys? Hope everyone's having. Steve H, what's going on, everybody? Eagles fan, Jinx, what's going on, bro? We're chilling. David, what's going on, man? No news on the Honey Badger, Gustavo. Nothing at all whatsoever. Whereas like Matt Corral had the visits with the Eagles, they drafted him. No, not with an early pick. No, if they're looking at any quarterback, it's going to be well into the third, fourth, or maybe later rounds. I don't believe they're drafting one this year. I really don't. But shout out the boys for life, man. Shout out the boys for life. Yeah, all right. So I didn't know that at all. It was just weird how Sauce and Pickens were just doing that little shopping spree in Philly. I don't know what they were doing, but I was happy. Pickens is 6'3" and a vertical threat receiver, good route runner, and unfortunately, he's going to be a second round pick, which is great. So. Night, what's going on? Hey, Joey, looking forward to your collab with Lindy Endzone. Oh, yeah. We're going to be, I will be on Lindy Endzone's channel on Thursday night, 8 o'clock, talk draft and talk a lot of stuff. So I'm happy to finally get a stream with him, which is really good. You know what I mean? Burger Gang Fossil, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a good day. Arter De Palma, what's going on, man? Hey, Joey, how's your day? It's good, man. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. Jason, what's going on, bro? Robbie said Pickens would be such a good pick at 51 if he makes it there. I don't know if he's going to. I think they have to trade up in the second round. I think 51 is way too far back. It's way too far back. I don't know who's going to slide to 51, but I think they have the assets to move up in the second round, and I think they should. So, we'll see. Chris, what's going on, man? It says, Shakes, I checked out your channel. It was cool, brother. Oh, I appreciate it, man. Thank you, dude. Yeah, I've been working hard on it. Whenever I have time, I have so much. I can't work on it as much right now because of what's going on with the draft, but I'm going to try to get in some videos. Fly says, we need a corner. What up, Joey? What's going on, man? Yeah, man, I'm hoping. Look, they brought in Sauce Gardner on the pre-draft visit. Andrew Booth already visited, so I've heard they've had some. I've heard they've had some interest in McDuffie as well. So it'll be nice, and there's no doubt in my mind that they would take a chance on Stingley as well. So, Emmanuel, what's going on? Joey, the man of the hour. What's going on, bro? Toast for Life said, I don't think we have a chance at Sauce. Probably not. He'll probably go top 6, top 5. I don't think there's any chance we'll get him, to be honest. I think he's going to the Jets, the Giants. I don't know. If he slides down, there might be a chance that we could move up. If you want to go get Sauce, you want to go get Stingley. I don't know if Stingley's going to be a top 10 pick this year. I haven't really heard much news on where he's, even after his pro day, where he's supposed to be, but I think teams will take a chance in the top 10. Maybe he moves out. Who knows? But I'm looking for trade up candidates like Carolina at 6, Seattle at 9. Because we'll see. Some teams need quarterbacks. I'm hearing that there's going to be at least 2 to 3 quarterbacks picked in the first round. So should be fun. Blue State says, let's go Yankees. Steve says, go out to Philly 500, sending out positive vibes. Yeah. Yeah, Philly 500 is dealing with some stuff right now. I already talked to him. I'm not going to bother him too much. You know what I mean? He's going through some personal things right now. So, prayers up to Philly 500, what's going on with him and everything like that. So, I told him if he needs anything, he calls me, you know. So, hope everything's shout out to Philly 500, by the way. Bernie said we need another as well. Love streaming with you. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, we definitely. We'll definitely get together again, dude. Definitely. We'll definitely have time for it. Nice. Sounds good. Hopefully I can be there. So many options in this draft. Not joking. So much talent defense too. Yeah, and what's really bothering me right now is they haven't done nothing offensively. That's what's making me nervous right now. Yeah, I would look. If they're able to get Tyrann Mathieu in the building, they have got to try to do something offensively. I mean, they haven't done nothing offensively. Free agency besides Pascal and Devin Allen. That makes. I mean, it's. I don't care if they got two receivers in free agency. Pretty much, I'm not interested. If Devin Allen hasn't played since 2016, Pascal is nothing more than a number 3 to number 4 receiver at this point. You know what I mean? So I think right now, you know, you gotta. I don't know. They got to do something. They could go defense in the first round, but not with those 2 picks. They might actually. I could see them getting a receiver in the first round. You know what I mean? I could see it happening. You know, bringing in Jameson Williams is pretty good because, you know, without that injury, he's the number 1 receiver in this draft. I like Treylon Burks. I love Garrett Wilson. You know, and then going to the second round, you know, I like Pickens. I like Christian Watson. You know, there's a good amount of guys I really do like. So, you know, we'll see. Artis says, what do you think is more important, draft cornerback or line? We're not going to draft a linebacker in the first round. I think it's out of the question now just because, okay, we got Kaiser White. I just don't see the Eagles going for – I really don't see the Eagles. I think the Eagles are in prime position to get a linebacker if they really wanted that position, but I think the Ravens at 13 are going to get Nakobe Dean or Devin Lloyd. I think because they've been looking for a linebacker pretty much all free agency with Von Miller, Bobby Wagner. I think – one of them will be off the board, but the Eagles definitely can go get a linebacker. I would add another one. If you can get Christian Harris in the second round, that'd be great too. So, ready to you be on for tonight. Hope you had a good day. Yeah, definitely. Right after, I'm gonna be on after this. Yo, Rod, what's going on, man? Jason says, hey, you think Howie's going after Debo? I doubt it, dude. I mean, it looks like how it sounds right now is that Debo wants quarterback money because, you know, he's got, you know, he's a running back and a wide receiver. He has rushing yards on top of what he can get, you know, receiving yard wise. I think he does pretty good. So I don't think so. It's going to cost a lot. It's going to cost a hell of a lot to go get him. Dallas Joey, what's up? Not taking a third for Minshew. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, if there's a team that's interested, but I'm going to see if the Eagles actually want to get rid of him after this year because really at the end of the day, Minshew is a little over 900,000. He's cheap this year. You know, he's really cheap. So we'll see. Yo, Donnie, what's going on, man? AKA Eagle Podcast. What's going on, guy? Joey, what's up? Good. What's the convo for anything, really? Anything draft related, anything, you know, free agency or anything left in free agency or whatever, really. What's going on, George? What's going on, man? Steve, Joey, you know, PFF got a mock we can use and trade up. Yeah, I don't really follow PFF too much. But I know the simulator, everyone uses that. Yo, Rock, what's going on, man? John says, what does it mean when a QB is gun shy? I'm a Washington fan and Carson Wentz gun shy. Like, I mean, for me, I don't think he's gun shy because he'll take a shot if he has to. The one thing that Carson likes to do is he likes to hold on to the football as long as he possibly can to wait for that big play. And I think that's what he likes to do. See, Justin says, what do you think of the position of need no one is talking enough about? The position of need that no one is talking enough about? I don't know, man. I mean, really at this time, like, it's really linebacker. I mean, it's really linebacker and getting a safety. I think the two positions aren't really talked about too much with the Eagles. And obviously, I don't think they value corner too much when it comes to early picks in the draft. And linebacker, obviously, it's been 40 years since we drafted one in the first round. So, Mal says, do we know what team are looking at Rager? No, we have no idea. So right now, I have no idea who's looking at Rager. But what I can tell you right now is that I could probably guess that's maybe the Falcons. I'm guessing maybe the Falcons. I forgot I had another team on my board for Rager. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't even care what they get back for him. I really don't. I just want him out of the lineup because at this point, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is going to be on the bubble of this roster. I just don't think he's going to, between Pascal being here and they draft another receiver, which they probably will at this point because they didn't hit on anything in free agency. So I think they will draft a receiver and I think both of these guys could potentially be gone. I hope. And look, we all know. Remember what happened last year? At the end of last year, whatnot. Rager wants a fresh start. Give him his fresh start, man. Just get him out of the building. His attitude is poor. His mindset is not good, and it's been a total mess. Yo, Clark, what's going on, man? Matt, what's going on, bro? He said, bro, I need some info about Tyron Rager and a legit who we think is getting drafted. Also, what up, bro? Good to see you streaming tonight. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a change tonight. There's nothing on Tyron right now since really just apparently there was rumors that the Eagles offered him a 3-year, $40 million, 3-year, $50 million deal. Apparently that was the case. And then I heard other rumors that from yesterday, the next 48 hours, he will be signed up with the Eagles. And apparently that the Steelers are trying to make a push. There were some BS tweets that were coming out, and it's been kind of crazy. Sirius says, what's going on, Sixers? What's going on, man? Jay says, never go by PFF player position on the draft board. It is. It is. Chris says, hey, Shakes, how does it sound, bro? Draft Stingley and Jay Williams in both first-round picks. Trade Dillard for a second-round pick. Grab Ojabo and P. Isn't P. Winfrey the defensive tackle from oh, my God, what team is he from? I heard a lot. I mean, I do like him. I forgot what team he's from in college. If they draft Stingley and Jay Williams, yeah, I really think they're going after a defensive lineman in this draft. I'd be shocked if they go past the first round without a defensive lineman. I swear to God, Fletcher Cox is a free agent after the year. Javon Hargrave's a free agent after this year, which he is a re-signed candidate, but I think they need to add more to this defensive line. I like those two picks, definitely, but I just feel like they're going defensive line in the one of those picks in the first round. Yo, Mitch, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a good day, bro. Clark says, smash the like button. Just stopping by. Got to go to work. All right, bro. I'll talk to you later, man. I'll see you on the next one. Fran says, hey, Joe, you filled the void between free agency and the draft. Keep the show going. Who would you draft in the first round? I appreciate it. And I would draft Jordan Davis, and I would try to move up for Stingley. And if you can't get Sauce, I'd move up for Stingley. If not, I would sit there and try to get Andrew Booth. That's what I would do. Steve H says Stingley has question marks. Let's be real, not sure but we'll see. Wouldn't be surprised if he's stud. Yeah, I thought he had a really good pro day, and he looks like he's in really good shape, and even coming off that injury. But can he still play? I mean, well, that's what we'll find out. The guy could be in the best shape of his life, but can he still get it done? Can he still play? You know what I mean? Kier still says we need defense, bro. Cornerback. Trust me, there'd be nothing more that I want so badly than to have a first round cornerback, a homegrown talent here, and for big play Slay to mentor that player. Oh my God, it'd be fantastic. Jade says it would be nice to go after Alam. Kid is tough. I like how he plays. Yeah, he's one of the most underrated corners in this draft. Kyer Alam is fantastic. The problem with him is that he's very grabby, and that's why he's so physical. He grabs a lot of jersey. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I mean, let's hope that he's not going to get a lot of penalties in the NFL because he is a little grabby, but I do like him though. Helmago says, who's better prospect, Sauce or Patrick Surtain from last year's draft or JC Horn? I like Sauce better than Patrick Surtain, to be honest. JC Horn, I really wasn't even a big JC Horn fan from last year's draft, to be honest with you. I like Surtain a lot better. I hope we can get that. That's a linebacker from UTSA, Charles Wiley, in the third round. John says Washington will be good. I think they could be good. I mean, look, I think the NFC East doesn't really scare me this year between all teams. Really, the Cowboys are trying to keep players more than really, acquire players. Washington upgraded at quarterback. You got Curtis Samuel coming back to that wide receiver group with Terry McLaurin, which is really good. The Cowboys are taking a step backwards just because, you lose Amari Cooper. They're putting everything on CeeDee Lamb as the number one wide receiver. You have Ezekiel Elliott's making $18 million, and I think Tony Pollard's the better back of that. I don't think Ezekiel Elliott's the same as he once was. First couple few years in the in the league. So the Giants have a lot of moving pieces right now. They still have a lot of big contracts. They got to figure out they're paying Daniel Jones after this year. I think they have a really good coaching staff. I think the Giants have a really good coaching staff. I think they got some good guys in the right position with Brian DeBall and obviously getting that Ravens defensive coordinator. So there's some really good pieces with the Giants, but they're stuck with some really big contracts from last year. And, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Chris says Winfrey is beast, great D tackle. Yeah, I know. I've seen some video on him. He's pretty good. Which is a defensive lineman, 15th corner or safety, 18 receiver in the second round. That's what I would do, Willie. That's what I would do. immediately. I would grab a defensive lineman in a corner. I mean, it's not even if Tyrann Mathieu's off the board or on the board. I don't even care about that. Okay, I want to get defensive lineman. I want to get cornerback. I mean, look, at the end of the day, like I like our offense, but I think we could just add something more to it. And I think they will add another weapon for Jalen Hurts in this draft. And then go into the second round, sure, but don't be surprised if the Eagles go receiver in the first round. So if they go defensive lineman and receiver, am I going to hate it? No, but it's not what I kind of wanted in the first round totally with offense and defense. But you got to think about it like this. The Eagles have not done anything with this offense in free agency till now. I mean, they passed up on everybody at this point. If they're going to offer $13 million for a receiver, unfortunately, this wide receiver market's so crazy right now that Christian Kirk got paid $17 million, not even a 1,000-yard receiver. And the Eagles want to pay 13. They couldn't get him. They could have got DJ Shark. He went to the Lions on a 10-year, 1 year for $10 million. You know what I mean? Like there was some contracts they could have, they could have did something there, but they just didn't push on it. You know what I mean? They just didn't push on it too well. Fran says, "Hey, would you go with Booth Jr. for one of our picks?" Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, if Booth was available at 18, I would get him. I would definitely get him. I think that's why he's better than McDuffie, because he doesn't play inside. He can play outside and inside. Plus, Booth is good as man coverage. He has really good zone coverage. He's physical. I think one of the better tackling cornerbacks in the league as well as McDuffie. So I mean, in the draft, coming out of college. Kyrie says, I'm on my girlfriend account, bro, but we need cornerback, though. No, I know. Yeah, definitely. We definitely do. In terms of cornerback and DT in the first, wide receiver in the second, running back, DL and safety in third, linebacker in sixth and seventh. And we did linebacker in the sixth and seventh last year, so we'll see if maybe they move up a little bit more. Broderick, what's going on? Said we need a receiver that's Debo caliber. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of good receivers in this draft, man. That's why it goes well into the beginning of the second round. There's a lot of receivers that you can get. Unfortunately, we're at 51 right now. I don't know how many are still going to be on the board by that time, but I guess we'll find out when the time comes. You know what I mean? We will find out when the time comes. Robbie says, Stereotypical claims the Colts offer the Eagles a third for Minshew. They turn it down. Just another one of his BS lies he spreads. Cilio is, I don't know. For me, like I like his content, but I feel like he says a lot of things, and then half of these things don't happen. I feel like he's thinking more of a fan than obviously him knowing anything. So we'll see. Philly Swag says, "What up, Joey? What's going on, man?" OG Philly guy says, "Just got to work. Not all heroes wear a cape. Thanks for the late night stream, Joe. No problem, man. I'm doing the late night stream today, and that's pretty much it. So tomorrow we're going to go normal schedule between 11 to 1 in the afternoon, whatever it's going to be, 2 in the afternoon, whatever." Whoever says center is needed as well. Yeah, I mean, center's going to be needed after this year, so I don't know what they're going to do there. Matthew says, "What's good? Any more rumors on Matthew?" There's nothing so far. I mean, I heard some faulty rumors about that we offered him a contract already, and he's kind of just waiting it out. So we'll see. Carson Wentz gun shy one. He just holds on. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't think he's shy about throwing the ball downfield. That's definite. Craig Miller said, "What do you think the value of the team might offer for Rager?" Probably nothing. At the end of the day, probably nothing. I mean, the Eagles better not try to get anything higher. I mean, at this point, you're getting a 7th round pick. Probably nothing more than that. I mean, you're not getting anything. He's got 2 years left on his deal, this year and next year, and that's pretty much it. So, team could take a chance on him. I'm actually surprised. Is it more that he's only become available because the Eagles made him available, or is it because Rager wants out and he forced the Eagles to make him available? You know what I mean? So those are two things you kind of got to think about. With this team right now. So if the Vikings want Rager, they were really mad they missed him in the draft. Yeah, right. Right. I think the Honey Badger issue is nothing more than a pipe dream. I think he'll end up in yeah, we'll see, dude. I don't know. I think we're looking at some good things with Tyrann Mathieu right now. I think some of the news I think some of it's looking pretty good right now. So, we'll see. We'll see when the time comes. Let me put the stream on my phone real quick. I always forget to do this because I'm just stupid. So let me put the stream on my phone real fast so I don't miss anything of what's going on here. All right, here we go. All right, good. Good to go. Just making sure. Let's see. We got a new member to the Shake Squad Army. We got Suit Alec. What's going on, man? He is the highest tier Shake Squad Elite. Thank you so much. Like I said, we have memberships we have a bunch of memberships. We're doing a lot of draft highlight reactions and other stuff, miscellaneous videos, stuff I can't put on YouTube because of copyright and stuff like that. So definitely check some of that out. Suit Alec, I appreciate it so much, man. Thank you so much for joining. You're gonna love it. Says, I feel like they did a lot this year off season. They used to do. Yeah, I don't know about that. You're talking defensively or offensively? I mean, I thought they made some good defensive moves, but we thought the total opposite was going to happen in free agency. We thought free agency was going to be more offensive, okay? We thought it was going to be more offensive than defensive, and we got all defense pretty much in free agency. And now going to the draft, you pass up on a lot of receivers, and now – are they going to go more offensive in this draft? Because think about it. Back in 2019, when we drafted Miles Sanders, J.J. Ortega-Whiteside, Andre Dillard, we drafted a lot of offensive players in that draft. Sharif Miller was a fifth-round pick from Penn State. I mean, in that draft, that was defensive-heavy draft, and we went offense. So that's something you really have to think about going into it. You know what I mean? Robbie says, if Jordan Davis, Stingley, Jermaine Johnson are staying at 15, which would you take? Right now, I'd take Jordan Davis, 100%. Because at the end of the day, we have Darius Slay at corner. We need a number 2, but you're going to be losing 2 defensive potentially you could lose 2 defensive tackles. I think Jordan Davis is just one of those guys. He's going to come in, and he's going to be the future defensive tackle for this team. He's going to clog up the hole for you because we'll play 4-3-3-4. And in a 3-4, him as a nose tackle, he's unstoppable. You know what I mean? So I would definitely go. I want a defensive lineman this year, and with one of those first-round picks. Regardless, that's what I want. Craig says, Sauce is the best player in the draft. You don't move up for Sauce, you a fool. Dude, I want to move up for him. I really do. Jay says, just keep Rager as a third option. No need to get rid of him. I think there's plenty of room to get rid of him. I mean, they should get rid of him. I would not keep him at all. Leo says, how do you feel about Matt Corral? Like I said, I haven't looked at a lot of quarterbacks this year, and I'm just not a – I just don't even care, really. I just really don't care about quarterbacks in this draft because at the end of the day, I think that Saints-Eagles trade kind of summed up what they're doing, giving Jalen Hurts one more year. But if you're giving this guy one more year to really do something good, you got to build around him. Look what they did with Carson Wentz in 2017. Obviously, they were really cheap deals. They got Torrey Smith. They got Alshon Jeffrey. They added LeGarrette Blount. You know what I mean? They added, J.J. later in the year. They added some really good offensive pieces for Carson Wentz in that 2017 year. But the problem is they haven't upgraded this offense entirely whatsoever. It's really annoying. It really is. Once your game in says, who do you think we're going to spend money and picks on DK or Debo? I think neither, dude, because it's going to cost for DK. It's already, I think from what the Jets offered the 10th overall pick, and that wasn't even enough for DK at this point. So I think it's going to cost more than that. You know what I mean? I think it's going to cost more. Joe Joint says, if Howie drafts, we're going to win the NFC East. We just need a stud cornerback, a stud wide receiver, especially if we get the Badger. If we end up getting the Badger, look, in my point of view of this whole thing, if you end up getting Badger, you could really turn this defense around. Now you already solidified the safety position. Now you can go get your number 1 corner for the future. You can go get your defensive lineman that's going to be a future guy when Fletcher Cox leaves. You know what I mean? Because I think Javon Hargrave will be a re-sign candidate at this point. So, I mean, we'll see. Tommy says, trade pick 15, 18, and Dillard to Texans for pick 3. Realistic, maybe Dickerson, if not Dillard. I don't think so, no. They would never trade Dickerson, number 1. Number 2, Dillard, I haven't heard much on him. I mean, he was a trade bait at some point, but I don't know if it's going to happen draft day, or maybe they could add him. But would I trade for the number 3 overall? Probably not. Because I don't think you really have to move up that far. And that's only if you really want to get Sauce or something like that. If you just want to take a jump on him, and if you don't think you're reaching that far, which I don't think you're not, but I think we have enough picks to move up in this draft. You have pretty much you have your 2 first rounders. You have a second round pick. You got 2 thirds. You got that extra third from the Saints-Eagles trade. You have a 4th. You have 3 fifth round picks. a couple six. No, you have, I think, 1 6 now because you gave a 6 away to the Saints, and you have an extra 7th round pick right now. Plus, you got picks for next year. You got 2 first rounders in a second, 24. You got 2 second rounders. So, I mean, you know, you got some draft capital you can give away if you really want. Fran says, hey, Joey, why couldn't Gardner Minshew push for the starting job? Isn't he more accurate than Hurts? Yeah, but the problem is, you know, Jalen Hurts is a 2nd round pick. You know what I mean? Like, I think Minshew was a 6th round pick. You know what I mean? You know, you drafted Hurts in the 2nd round, and you want to see what he could do. You know what I mean? They can't just ignore Hurts. Look, I was up for an open competition this year. I said if Hurts starts, or if Hurts, you know, if they're going to, you know, not bring in a quarterback, trade for one, or go into the draft and move up for one, or pick one at any pick that they're at, I said to myself, hey, why don't you put both of these guys in a quarterback competition if that's what they want to do, which I could care less if they do it or not. But at the end of the day, you know, I didn't think we're going after a quarterback regardless. So at this point, yeah, Gardner Minshew is more of a passer, but he's not as athletic. Okay. You're getting that athletic factor, you know, and you're getting a better run game with Jalen Hurts. Everyone thinks that, you know, these running backs are doing everything. The offensive line is doing everything. No, it's part of it, but Jalen Hurts makes this run game work. And that's part of it, because you have to respect Jalen Hurts on those read options and make sure he doesn't run past you. So always got to contain the edge for Jalen Hurts. Tommy said to draft Sauce number 3 and Pickens in the 2nd round. Yeah, they could, but I mean, to move up to use 2, I don't think the Eagles have to use 2 first round picks to do it. I really don't. Billy Swag said we're going to use Rager in a trade package to move up in Atlanta, Seattle, or the Jets. That'd be great. It just depends if Seattle's looking for another receiver right now. Or the Jets need a receiver badly. They're probably going to draft one. They probably won't take Rager. I mean, the Jets have 2 picks in the 1st round. I think they have 10 and 4 or something like that. So I mean, they got 2 first round picks. Mace Artemis says best player in the draft depends on what team needs. We need someone to get at the QB. That's more important. If you're talking about best player in the draft, getting to the quarterback, it's going to be Jordan Davis. It's going to be Jordan Davis or probably Devontae Wyatt. You know, Trevon Walker, you know, is apparently Trevon Walker is going to go top 3. Apparently, there's, you know, the Jaguars are kind of shaking this draft up right now. Trevon Walker could be the 1st round pick taken. You know, first overall pick taken, which is kind of crazy because, you know, we thought, you know, I don't know. At this point, like, I thought Walker would have been either top 10 or you know, be maybe 8 to 12, something like that. Exit trade Dickerson. Are you crazy? Yeah, no, I would never trade him. No. Yeah. Matt says Rager's a bust. One is money packaging. Craig said, was ass packing. Howie is like a mad scientist in the draft, pulling string like a puppeteer. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Alex says Fletch got 1 more year. Get Davis. Oh yeah, he has this year. He doesn't have 1 more year after this year. He has this year. So I would get Jordan Davis to take that spot, because I think they're going to restructure. I mean, they're going to sign Javon Hargrave again, extend him, save $13 million, and have Jordan Davis right next to him. And then this way Hargrave will be more free going up middle. So I really want Jay Williams. He could really help spread out this offense. Yeah, you know what? Jameson Williams is going to come into the league and really, I mean, he might explode when he comes to the league. It might happen. He's supposed to be running by the draft. He's supposed to be, you know, because of the injury he had, he's supposed to be running by the draft, and he will be ready for training camp this year for wherever he gets, you know, drafted. So I wouldn't mind Jameson Williams. It's such a Howie move. Don't be surprised if Howie drafts a guy coming off injury. I'm telling you. Because when guys come off injuries, there's, you know, especially great players that come off, you know, that are coming off injuries, they're supposed to be, you know, drafted a lot higher. Dickerson is probably a perfect example because he was supposed to be a late 1st round pick. Eagles got him in the 2nd round easily. It wasn't my favorite pick because, you know, you had oh my God, you had JOK on the board. You had Asante Samuel Jr. on the board. I mean, there were some really good prospects with that pick. And like, hey, look, if I said if Dickerson works out, it was an A- draft for me. I thought the draft was really good last year. Drew Jones said Rager might show up this year. I won't say he's a bust till after this year normally take. Yeah, but dude, like, no, dude, like any receiver doesn't take 3 years. Yeah, I would have said that after his 1st year, but you know what? Because how he's been acting on IG Live recently and him wanting a fresh start and how he acts off the field and just how he plays, it's not really showing me any promise that he's going to do well going into his 3rd year. It doesn't show me anything. So I think if you're mentally done as a football player in the NFL, you're not going to survive keeping your roster spot unless Howie just forces Nick to keep him on the field. That's a whole different story. You know what I mean? So totally get it. Swaggy G with the super chat. Appreciate it very much, man. He says, "Who do you think our 2 first-round picks will be?" Right now, like for me, like from the Eagles' point of view, or I'll go from my point of view and the Eagles' point of view. I think from my point of view, I would get Jordan Davis and I would get one of these cornerbacks. Whether you trade up for Stingley, trade up for Sauce, or you stay there and get Andrew Booth Jr. at 18. If it's the Eagles, I think they're going to go get one of these defensive linemen in Jordan Davis or Devontae Wyatt, because I think they're drilling out the mouth for one of these guys. And then with the 18th pick, I think they're going to sit, and I think they're going to go get a receiver in the first round. I think they're going to get another receiver for Jalen Hurts. No joke. I don't really want that to happen, but would I mind it? No, but, it's just I can't blame them for doing it just because they have done nothing for this offense this whole offseason besides Pascal and Devon Allen that hasn't played since 2016. So at this point, it is what it is. That's what I think I would do, and that's what I think the Eagles will do. Matt said, I might need to check Jameson Williams' highlights because I know it's also seemed like a lot of hell. Why not check? Oh, dude, Matt, you got to check out Jameson Williams would be the number 1 receiver taking this draft if he was healthy. I'm not even kidding. Jameson Williams is better than Jahan Dotson in the second round. I mean, Jameson Williams is route running, smooth catch. I mean, break of his route is fantastic. He opens up so much. He opens up so much in your offense, man. Imagine him, just how they would use him. You can use him in the slide. You use him on the outside. Devontae Smith, it would open so much up for him. So Jalen Hurts cannot fail with Jameson Williams on the field at all. Plus with Dallas Goedert always getting double teamed as well, too. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Yes, I'd be okay if they draft Davis and Williams and re-sign Nelson. Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, if they don't get a corner in the first round that's starting caliber, because I don't believe Tay Gowan and Zach McPherson are going to be competing this year. Let's get that straight. Okay, if there's anything happening right now, it's going to be Davis getting drafted, Williams gets drafted in the first round. That's what the Eagles want to do. They give Hurts another weapon, and then they don't really hit corner in the next few rounds. They get a running back. They get offensive line. There's other positions that we have to get as well for the future, with Miles Sanders' contract looming for an extension after this year. So I think there's a lot of other options the Eagles can make, and it wouldn't surprise me if they re-sign Steven Nelson. Now, there has been news coming out about Steven Nelson. I think I have it on my phone. Speaking of Steven Nelson, news has come out about Steven Nelson. I'm trying to find it if I can. So here it is. So Steven Nelson is actually visiting the Texans right now. So now he's starting to look at other teams. He's starting to visit other teams now. So might be off the board for us now. Xavier Rhodes could be another option. I know the Eagles were in the mix for him as well. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. AK said, trade Fletch and pick 18 to Seattle and get pick 10. Get your corner then at 15, take Davis. I don't know. So I don't know if there's any more dead money. I mean, there's still going to be dead money regardless if Fletch is gone. So I think the dead money is at $12 million right now instead of 40. So I don't know how that trade would happen. And I think Fletch is here to stay. He's getting 15 fully guaranteed. So at this point, I don't think he's going anywhere. And I wouldn't mind trading him to Seattle either, but we'll see. We'll see. Chris said, I want Burks, but Howie will take Jameson Williams. I love, Jay Will, but Burks is better for this offense. I think he's all around. I think he's one of the best receivers when it comes to all his skill set. All around good receiver. Burks will probably not be in Philadelphia. I think it's either going to be Jameson Williams. I don't know who else, really. I really don't know who else because I haven't seen a lot of interest in how he's been hiding his cards like crazy. So. Donnie says 16 days until Christmas. Bro, the draft is like Christmas, bro. It really is. Joe said, you're right. Rager in his headspace is disgusting. Let us pray his dad might get him, hopefully. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't disagree. Like, I agree with you give 3 years for a receiver 100%. But because he's been showing us these signs of, like, he can't even handle his own mind, his own head right now. So it's kind of crazy, man. It's kind of crazy. Keegan says, what do you think about Trent McDuffie? McDuffie, in my opinion, is so when you draft a corner in the first round, you're looking for the man-to-man coverage. That's what you're looking for. And he doesn't have the best man-to-man coverage. You don't leave this guy on an island. He's more of a zone coverage cornerback. I think he's one of the best zone coverage cornerbacks going into this draft. His tackling is A+, but he's very small. He's like pretty much like Avonte Max 2.0 in a sense. You don't reach that high for a zone coverage corner. You're looking for that man. You don't draft a corner in the first round for zone coverage. You draft the guy in the first round for man-to-man coverage. And I think the Eagles could do better. I think Booth could be that guy. I'm not saying Booth's man-to-man is bad or that good, because I think it's not perfect, but he could handle it. I think he could handle it, and he could play man and zone, and he's a great tackler and could do a lot for you. So, Reed, I wish I recorded this, but I was on Rager's Live once and asked him if he'd been hitting them jug machines. He said, "How about you buy me one?" I can't, dude. The more you guys talk to me about his live streams on IG and stuff, it really pisses me off. Like, it really does. Chris Scott says, if not for injury, Jay will be top. Oh, 100%. 100% he would. That's definite. Judden says, I just want one or two good safeties in a good corner. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're drafting two safeties. Probably not. They'll probably draft, depending on the Tyrann Mathieu situation, whatever they're doing, because they have a really, they have a pretty good number 3 in Marcus Epps, which I think is a good role playing safety as a number 3. So, I think there's some good things there. JoJo said they say Williams Devonta with weight and Jerry Jeudy with speed. Oh man, dude, it's crazy, bro. It is crazy. Brock says Smith and Williams would most definitely be the best receiver combo. I agree, man. I agree. That's Jameson Williams and Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts. That'd be great. I mean, I hope Jalen Hurts succeeds this year. I hope they add a weapon for him, and I hope he succeeds. Hope he does. DB says Miles talking about disrespect as Lab will score a touchdown first, bro. AK says, well, appreciate the late night. Live, great, man. I'll talk to you. All right. No problem, man. No problem, dude. Enjoy your night. Matt says 15 days till the Obi-Wan series premieres on Disney Plus. Oh, yeah. No, it's not. No, it's next month, dude. It's not this month. It's next month, dude. You're a whole month early. Right. So Trent McDuffie is a cornerback safety. Yeah, I agree. Cortaga says, Joey, with just a great defensive end and great wide receiver, and we can win the division. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know. I mean, they have interest in that defensive end from Penn State. They might be looking in the mid rounds for a defensive end, maybe second round. Who knows at this point? They could go defensive line. They could go DT, wide receiver in the first round, and go into the second round and go get a defensive end if that's the case. It could happen. You know what I mean? It could happen. Boothia says, have a great night, Joey. Keep it. I appreciate it very much. But I said, do you think Casey, the Cowboys safety, or Terrell Edmonds could fit the scheme if we don't land Tyron? I mean, Edmonds just needs better coaching. I think he's got a high ceiling, but he just needs more coaching. Casey, I don't know. Casey, I'm not really sure on. Matt says, I'm thinking of it May when actually April. So, yeah, you got it wrong, bro. You got it wrong. Says, do you see the Giants getting a QB? I don't know. If I was the Giants with one of those two, because really at the end of the day, whatever picks that they make is not going to make them better this year. It's not, because they got to pay a quarterback on top of it after this year. They should trade one of their first round picks back. If they were smart, they should probably trade one of their first round picks back, because the Giants, I don't think the Giants have 2 first round picks in the 23 draft for next year. So they're probably better off. If Daniel Jones proves us everybody wrong, which I highly doubt, I mean, then great, but Yo, Ron, what's going on? Just got back from work, Joey. How you doing? I'm doing good, man. Same old. Big Ed says, dream draft for you. For me, 15 Davis Williams, 18 Williams, second Ojabo, third Chanel, and Kobe Bryant. I might be looking for a running back in the third round, to be honest with you. Hassan Haskins from Michigan, I really do like. I've been looking at that. What's that? The running back from South Carolina. I really like. I want to get a bruiser back this year so badly. This year, I want a bruiser this year really bad. There's a lot of them out there. He said Minshew played more games, has less interceptions, better pass stats. DB talking now says, Joey, I'm all for Jameson in the first round. Not caring if we have to wait due to his injury. We will be the best wide receiver coming out of the draft. Oh, 100%. But we won't have to wait that long. He's gonna be back by training camp. He'll be back by training camp. I've watched a lot of video on him and his process with his injury and everything like that. This guy's fighting. He's fighting to come back, and he's going to come back with a vengeance in the NFL in his first year. I'm telling you, Jameson Williams is going to explode this year. Hargraves says, agree to disagree. Why Davis being best pass rusher in the draft? Davis a run stuffer who has only played 60% of the snaps because of fatigue, and Wyatt had like 5 sacks in his career. Yeah, but look what's on the we'll look on the defensive line around him. I mean, you got Brandon Graham coming back. I mean, it doesn't matter like what it looked like in college, especially who's lined up. Like I think they're gonna play fantastic. I think they're gonna play really good. You know what I mean? It's just gonna take them time. Yeah, they might not get a lot of sacks their first year. Maybe Jordan Davis lines up next to Milton Williams next year. Who knows? You know what I mean? If at this point, like if Jordan Davis starts showing some really good flashes, you know what I mean? If he starts showing that he's catching on quick beginning of preseason or something like that, and they want to throw him in next to Javon Hargrave first year and move Fletch next to Milton Williams, then I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? I'm totally fine with that. Craig says, Joey, don't look past Olave. People that undervalue him, he's going to show up. Yeah, I think he's going to be a great player. I think he's going to be a really good player. I think he is going to go top 10 this year. I think Wilson's going to drop, and I think Olave will be top 10 because I think the Jets are going to have a lot of interest in Olave. I've heard the Jets have a lot of interest there. Kyle says, "How do you think Ronnie's going to do in the Colts?" I think he's going to do fine as long as he stays healthy. I think he's going to play. I think he's going to play well. Already a good defense with the Colts. I think that the Colts defense is fantastic. So I think it's going to be good. Dre Jones said, "Who would and Wyatt or Davis more than us?" Who would Wyatt Davis more than us? Reggie says, if I was drafting, I'm taking Davis Wyatt, 16, best receiver available at 18, best linebacker available at second. I still don't. I mean, the first 2 rounds for linebacker, I just don't see it happening. I mean, look, I'd be shocked, and I would definitely love it. I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Jay says, Josh Packard, defensive end Kentucky reminds me of Trent Cole. Would be some great numbers if my hunch is right. Killer says, do you think we'll be better this year than last year, even if we don't add the Honey Badger? We should be better this year regardless. I think just adding. I mean, no one's talking about Hassan Reddick. I mean, moving from Sam linebacker to just an edge rusher, just using him in general with Kaiser White. And I think, adding a number 2 corner, hopefully in this draft, I think you're going to have a really good defense this year. I think they definitely increased the defense this year 100%, but they could do a lot more to it, which gives Jonathan Gann less of an excuse to play, to play better. Because I think he's on the hot seat regardless this year. I think he's on a hot seat regardless. Kyle says, Ojabo in the second. I'm calling it now. Go Birds. Craig says, Ford at Cincinnati, check him out. He's a top running back. Jason says, what up, Joey? What do you think we can get for Rager of outside of a 7th-round pick? I really don't know. A 6th-rounder? I mean, that's about it, man. I don't see much. I think it's more of a dump. This trading Rager is going to be more of a dump than anything else. So, it's actually 45 days for rumors on Disney Plus, not 15. The MIDs are nice. Joe says, I think cornerback is the position Howie after more than wide receiver. Steven Nelson's pretty much go. Yeah, I don't know, man. If Nelson is looking at other teams right now, he's probably out of reach. I mean, he's probably out of reach as of right now. So, I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe he's just trying to test this market, because I don't think Steven Nelson signed to a team until like maybe after the draft, because that's what he did last year. So I think that's what he's going to try to do. We got a super chat from Jason Rhodes. Thank you so much, man. He says, hey, Joey, my neighbor Big Balls Leroy was asking if you think ham and cheese omelets are overrated. Also, what would you give up to go into the top 10? I've never had a ham and cheese omelet ever, and it sounds really good right now. I could probably go for that. But what would I give up to go in the top 10? I think really it'll cost you the 18th pick. You have 3 5th-round picks, so I'd give away one of those 5ths. You have another 3rd-round pick. I think the 18th, a 3rd, and a 5th will probably get you in the top 10. Because really, I think more teams are going to want to trade back than trade up, to be honest, because it's not a strong quarterback market this year. You know what I mean? So if there's a strong quarterback market, teams are going to get paranoid and not let you trade. You know what I mean? There might be teams that want to sit in those spots. But as of right now, I think the 18th, a 3rd, and a 5th will get you in there. I think it will. Did Ojabo have a meeting with the Eagles yet? I don't think so. From what I know, I don't think so. I don't think it's happened yet. Steve H. said, Joey, I trade both our 1st-round picks up for Sauce was, it's way too much, bro. I think you're reaching a little bit. So we can't have Epps. Oh, we're definitely not starting Marcus Epps. Look, I'll give Marcus Epps respect because I've never really liked Marcus Epps, but I got to say, he came in last year and played pretty well. I got to say, he played pretty good last year. You know what I mean? So, seriously, I want that running back from Michigan. Sorry, I forgot his name. Kid's a beast. Hassan Haskins. Are you talking about like Michigan or Michigan State? You're talking about? Or you're talking about Kenneth Walker? Eagle Slayer says, do you think Milton Williams will take a huge leap next season? I like the swagger he brings to the front. Yeah, you know what? He's not really a hoorah type guy. He's a very quiet guy, but the guy he showed some good flashes at the beginning of the year. Then that Cowboys game at the end of the year, man, against the starting offensive line for the Cowboys, he was wrecking them. I mean, he was wrecking them. They were moving from defensive tackle to defensive end because they sat a lot of players, so Milton Williams got a lot of reps for that playoff game. So I thought he played really well. Is he going to make a big step? I hope so, because that third-round pick from Louisiana Tech, Milton Williams, was a big analytical pick. That pick was based off of his combine charts, or he was top 5 in a lot of categories with his athleticism. So it really wasn't, because I've never even heard of him before last year. So Gannon was so psyched about that pick, like really psyched about it. So I'm hoping we got some good things out of it. You know what I mean? Here's a Joey. I heard the Eagles had a meeting with Pickens. Do you think we take him in the second round and go defense in the first? That would be, for me, I would rather, if they want Pickens, I would get him in the second round. I would get him in the second round and go defense in the first round. I really want to go defense with those first two picks. I really do. But because the Eagles haven't done nothing for this offense yet, I don't blame them for drafting somebody offensively in the first round, because they have it. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's not even really Howie Roseman's fault before really free agency did happen, because we could have had Calvin Ridley on this team. Okay, Calvin Ridley was supposed to be here. The trade was done. Okay, the trade was almost finalized, and unfortunately, he got in trouble for it. Calvin Ridley got in trouble. We would have had Calvin Ridley in this offense, which I thought he would have been fantastic as a number 2, which the Falcons were trying to make him a number 1 receiver last year, pretty much ever since Julio Jones left. Okay, we saw how he played. We pretty much shut him down the first game. Kyle Pitts only had like 30, 32 yards receiving at tight end. I mean, we shut them down pretty much. Let's see. George Joint says, who shows up faster, Kavon Wallace, Jalen Reagor, or the Boogeyman? Who shows up faster? Probably the Boogeyman. Probably. Yeah, Michigan State. Slash says, give me Jameson. Dude, Jameson Williams is on everybody's radar now. Jay says, awesome stream as always. I agree. Epps on the third safety is fine. I'll just start. I gotta tell you, I think he played good. I think he played solid. Not great, not bad. I thought he played solid last year as a number 3. I'm totally fine with him. DD Talker Show says, Joey, I think we need to look at Reagor rumors realistically. As Eagles fans, we think he's worth the 7th round, but there will be teams who think they could still utilize his tools and be willing to part with a 4. If they get a 4th round pick, look, it's not going to be a steal based off of where he was drafted. It's going to be a steal trade because of his production, because he's not giving us anything. And maybe he just can't handle this city, because it's not easy to play in Philadelphia. It's not, especially, you're drafted high, a lot of expectations for a player that comes into a team like this, and you don't give it, you're not panning out to be that player that everyone thought you were trying to be. You're going to get a lot of crap for it. And, Nelson Agholor, like, as much as like a lot of Eagles fans are like Nelson Agholor, like he had 2 mediocre seasons, and his 3rd year, he pretty much exploded. 4th year, not good. Picked up his 5th year option, and then he went to the Raiders. He balled out, then earned a big contract with the Patriots. So, it's, you gotta have consistent years as a wide receiver. It's okay to have a down year, but you can't be a ghost on the field. You know what I mean? You can't be a ghost and not produce at all. Steve H. NFL draft is like Christmas. I can't help it. Bro, I'm telling you. Robbie says, heard the Eagles are listening to offers for a 15th pick. Mentioned Pittsburgh, Green Bay, and Kansas City as trade back. I wouldn't doubt it. Because, look, Green Bay, those are going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of draft capital. It's going to be a lot of, if you get traded with Green Bay or Kansas City, you're going to get a lot of draft capital back. You're asked as of right now, if you trade with Kansas City, I'm looking for, obviously, you're trading back, so you're going to switch first round picks. So the Eagles are going to pick later in the first round. Okay. I'm looking for another first rounder for next year, and I'm looking for a second rounder for this year. I want 2 second round picks. I want a high second round pick. I don't know what Kansas City or Green Bay has in the second round, but I would take one of their picks if that's the case. Matt says might need to finally try on the Eagles. Let's see. The Don says who is the best fit for the Eagles? 18 McDuffie, Dax Hill, or Karlaftis. Between those three, as of right now, probably Karlaftis and Daxton Hill. To be honest, like I think McDuffie's good. I think McDuffie's going to be good for like our hybrid scheme, but for a man-to-man type guy, I just don't think he's going to get it done. So, Scoob, what's going on, man? We in here every day, dude. That's awesome, dude. Richie says Rager 4-6 touchdowns, 700 yards next year. That's my prediction now. If he gets even 600 yards, I'd be shocked. If he gets 500 yards, I'd be shocked. I mean, that's how low I have him ranked right now. Like, no joke. Matt says some players, and always seems like they need to change the scenery, do better they did from where they started. Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, he's just things I can't say, but he's just not good. Six says, dude, my break's over. Catch you in the next stream, bro. Keep up. I appreciate it, Sixers dub. Thank you so much, man. Yo, Stephen Joyce, what's going on, bro? Hope you're having a good day, man. So, TB Talking Show said thoughts on Matt Corral being the only QB draft visit. I think he's the Eagles' second round board. Dude, I swear to God, if they pick a quarterback within the first 2 rounds, it's gonna be such a waste. It's a waste, guys. It's just going to be a waste. Like, if you're gonna pick a quarterback in the second round, why the hell? Like, you're not keeping 3 quarterbacks on this roster unless they're trading Minshew. Unless the plan is to trade Minshew. If that's already in the works right now, we don't have any idea about it. What's the point of trading with the Saints and getting these picks for next year, for the next 2 years? What's the point of getting an extra first round for next year? What's the point of getting an extra second round for 24? I mean, to me, it makes absolutely no sense. It makes no sense to me why they would do it. Hope not, man. Ryan says our defense would be fire with Tyrann Mathieu, Darius Slay, and Kaiser White, and Hassan Reddick. Dude, it would. If the next step to that whole thing, can Jonathan Gannon use these players to their advantage? Can they use these players to their advantage? Like, that's my number one thing, because I think he's on the hot seat this year. I think Jonathan Gannon's on the hot seat. I want to give Jonathan Gannon as much weapons as possible. This way, if he screws up on his own, and he's gone. I already think Shane Steichen's going to be on the hot seat next year. Regardless, I think it's going to happen. Gary says, I really want Jameson Williams and Jordan Davis. That's what I think going to happen if we stay at 15-18. Dude, it could happen. I wouldn't put it past the Eagles for getting a player coming off injury, and I'm fine with Jameson Williams coming here. I wouldn't put it past them if they get a defensive lineman and a wide receiver in the first round. Wouldn't surprise me. But I'd be like, would I dislike it? I wouldn't dislike it that much, but it just because we all have our own players we want to draft in the first round. Me, I want a defensive lineman in a corner. That's what I want. But if we don't get it and we get a good receiver in Jameson Williams, I got to say, yeah, this receiver core is going to look good for, years. But and then the next step is, can Jalen Hurts get the job done? So. Torville says, if the Eagles get a QB, then I think it would be a result of a trade down from one of the first to get an extra pick in the second. I can see how he justifying it, saying they had an extra pick to use. Yeah, but I'm saying down the road as like another pick. Like if Matt Corral's drafted in the third round, I'm totally fine with that. I just don't want him drafted with the first 2 picks. It just makes no sense. And if you draft Matt Corral in the third round, if that's the case, out of the first 2 rounds, they got to trade Minshew. I mean, at this point, you're not drafting Matt Corral to know that he's not going to be here. Like, you're going to have to trade Minshew. There might be a market for Minshew. Especially, I think Minshew is more of an after the draft type trade. I think that's what could happen here. So I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. So Philadelphia Star this weekend, you're going to watch? I'm probably going to watch. Yeah, I want to check it out. Amal Ivar says, Nick on the hot seat if we get 7-1. No, I don't think so, dude. I don't think so. Like, with head coaches, you can't give up. Like, I used to not like Nick. Beginning of the season, I didn't like Nick at all, but I like Nick a lot more now. But it's really Shane Steichen that's pissing me off more than anything when it comes to play design, route combinations, getting certain receivers open, not treating Devontae Smith like a number 1, which really pisses me off. So, it's stuff like that really, kind of makes my blood boil a little bit. Broderick says, I have to agree with Philly Mike when he said Williams is a combination of Smith, Ruggs, and Judy. If that's the case. Matt said, I tried to have a hope for Rager in the second season. Man, did he disappoint the biggest way possible? Ryan says, I heard Tyrann Mathieu choices left Saints, Eagles, Pittsburgh, Steelers. That's what I heard, but it could be BS with the Steelers. Ryan said, best wide receivers in the draft are Williamson, Wilson, Burks, Olave, Pickens. I'd agree. I'd probably agree to that, probably that whole list, to be honest. Mont said the pick that would piss me off is Jordan Davis. He's just big. Nah, that's not true at all. Not true at all. Packs a punch, bro. He packs a punch. Devontae White, Kyer Alam, George Pickens. I like it. I do like it. I wouldn't care if they got Kyer Alam. It wouldn't make me mad because he's got some swag to him. This guy is he is just nasty when it comes to he trash talk. He is always in a mode when he plays. Like I said, I think one of the most underrated corners in this draft. And I think one of the most physical corners in this draft. So. Rest I see Karlaftis and Williams for some reason. I mean, it could. I mean, Karlaftis, I think, is going to be a good defensive end in the league. Definitely, I think. Jermaine Johnson will probably be a top 10 pick this year. I don't think Jermaine Johnson's making out of 10 or 11. I think he might be top 10 this year. Jermaine Johnson's a beast. Karlaftis is definitely on point, could be where our picks are, too. Jaden says, I think the Eagles don't need McDuffie. He could play man-to-man, save his life. In my book, we don't pick zone coverage corner. No, you don't pick in the first round. That's why when the Eagles talk about we're going to be drafting off of scheme, do not draft off of scheme in the first round. Players can adjust, but you got to pick a player that obviously is going to fit. I mean, cornerback-wise in general, you draft the corner in the first round because he can cover guys man-to-man. You don't draft a guy in the first round because he's the best zone coverage corner in the draft. Definitely not. Brad says Howie always hits on the 2 and 3 for some reason, but can't hit on the first. Well, he hit on the first last year. Let's see if he can do it again this year. You know what I mean? Give it time, bro. Give it time. Molly Val says Burke is falling tremendously on mock drafts. Could be on an early second now. Really? Leon said if they draft a QB because I'll become a Cowboys fan. Rich says Shakes and the chat, another Carson in Philly. Carson Strong would be drafted by the Eagles in their second, third round pick. Book it. If Carson Strong didn't have the injuries that he had, oh my God, he would be a great court. He would be drafted a lot higher. He had the leg injury, whatever he had. Oh my God, Carson Strong has got an arm. He's got a huge arm. So if they take Carson Strong in the third round, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it at all. Matt says, yeah, Eagle Slayer, I'm almost ready to call Miles injury prone. Greek says Howie ain't smart enough to pick Williams, but that's such a Howie pick, though. That's a Howie Roseman pick because he's coming off injury. That's why I think it's the total opposite. I think it's more of a Howie pick than anything. Matt says, oh, trust me, I don't want to call him injury prone, but he's starting to look that way. Robert says, I don't want a defensive end in the first. We already have Reddick, Sweat, Barnett, Graham. There's enough. Well, I think, like I said, that's why I think they're going after defensive tackle this year. I think because Fletch is going to be going after this year. Milton Williams is too much of a, there's no promise in Milton Williams, but, let's see if he takes a big step going into his second year because I liked what I saw last year. And Javon Hargrave, I think, is a re-sign candidate for the Eagles to extend. They could save some money in the process of extending him. So, we'll see. Pretty Boy Waiver says, who would be your D lineman pick other than Jordan Davis and the Eagles had a number 1 pick? If they had the number 1 pick, I mean, really at the end of the day, because this draft is there's no quarterbacks you have to worry about being drafted. If the Eagles had the number 1 pick in this draft, oh man, that would probably scare me. That probably would have scared me a lot more this year because if they had the number 1 pick, they could pretty much get anybody who they want. At this point, if they had the number 1 pick, oh man, they can go Aiden Hutchinson. They can go. It's just too. I probably wouldn't even have the number 1 pick. I don't know, dude. I don't know because I think that's way too high to draft some of these. I think you could move back a few picks. I would if I had the number 1 pick, I would have moved back maybe 3 spots. I would actually trade that pick 3 spots back, 3 or 4 spots back, because I don't think the Eagles need to be the number 1 pick either. So, yo, Smitty, what's going on, bro? Hope you're having a good day, man. Garrett says, I feel like the only thing we need on defense is cornerback and safety for right now. Yeah, no, look, I just look, if the Eagles get Tyrann Mathieu, we won't need safety anymore. If they don't get him, then yeah, you're going to need a safety. So at this point, like you can go into the second round and there's a lot of depth at safety. You get Smoke Monday. You get Smoke Monday and grab him. I mean, you got Petre from Baylor. I mean, Jaquan Brisker is probably one of my favorites because he can move he's in the box safety, but he can move all around. He could play cornerback. He could play linebacker. He could be a pass rusher. I mean, you could do anything you want with Jaquan Brisker. So Jade says that Reddick isn't play defensive. They do need another rusher. Well, he's gonna blitz and he might end up as a rusher too. He might play defensive end for a little bit too. I'm not saying it's gonna be his full-time thing, but you could do a lot with Hassan Reddick. Brad said NGL I would touch the defensive tackle this year. He said this is the next year's draft, but who do you like? Well, I don't know, dude. Like I'm not even looking at next year's draft. Not right now, no. I'm all about. I would take Hamilton at number 1 if we had it. He's nasty. I heard Hamilton's moving down the draft boards right now. I heard he's moving down for some reason. Walker's going top 10. Walker's takes a visit with teams in the top 5. It sounds like he's going to go number 1 overall, and Aiden Hutchinson might not be the number 1 pick. Even with Aiden Hutchinson, like he didn't really wow me. Like even at the combine, I mean, it didn't really flash to me that I don't know. To me, it didn't really get anything done for me. But I think he's going to be a good player regardless. Bang and Bergang said Howie will draft D-line and O-line first watch. He might. Could happen. I don't think they're going to draft. I mean, at the end of the day, like if they could draft a rugby player that turns into the future left tackle of this team, I don't think they have to go that early for an offensive lineman. If they see if Jeff Stoutland has a couple guys on his board right now that he really wants the Eagles to get, I'm telling you, he will turn somebody to a freak of nature. So if they're going to get somebody, get a right guard, get a center later in the draft, whatever they want to do, I don't know. We'll see though. I'm Wicker. You says just get off work. All right, bro. Matt said I'm actually starting to feel that we ain't drafting a quarterback this year, which thank God, but knock on wood, how we don't pull that. I really between the Eagles and Saints trade, I just don't see it happening. If they draft a quarterback outside the first and second round, I'm totally fine with it. But I don't think it's gonna. I mean, there's always a chance it could happen, but I don't think it's gonna happen though. Reese, I heard Brisker got an unknown injury. Tell the other 31 other teams to take him off the board. Wink, wink. Right? I would still take him in a heartbeat. I'd take him in the second round. I'm not about saying if Hamilton falls to 10, would you trade in Seattle for him if this is a draft be so crazy? If he moves to 10, yeah, I think you have to go up and get him. If Stingley's not there, Sauce isn't there, and if Hamilton is just moving down, and depending on how many quarterbacks are taken in the first round, which I think I'm going to make a bold prediction that maybe 2 or 3 could be taken in the first. I'm not even kidding. The Saints have 2 first-round picks. There's a lot of talk with them moving up to get a quarterback. So, I mean, as of right now, Carolina has been looking at quarterbacks like crazy. They're pretty much every quarterback's been visiting Carolina. You could trade up to Seattle. I mean, there's a lot you could do. Eric said you don't need a defense tackle in the first round. You got 10 picks next year to get a receiver, cornerback, something you really literally need right now. As of right now, is an empty spot. Yeah, cornerback's empty. Cornerback 2 is empty and safety is empty. I'm thinking about the long run of how this defense, because Howie likes the trenches. That's all I'm saying. I'm taking into consideration that Howie Roseman wants to get a pass rush this year. I mean, I get the holes that we do have. I mean, don't get me wrong. Jade says just by history, every time you pay running backs, they flop. Look at Elliott Gurley. Yeah, I get it. Am I the only one that thinks that Walker is better than Kayvon and Hutch? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. There's your thoughts on Logan Hall, Travis Jones, probably second round DTs. I haven't looked at both of them yet. I've heard their names. I haven't looked at them yet. So I must have the Eagles really like somebody. I really think they trade up to that 8-9 range. Bang Bergang says, I didn't say anything about listening to fans. Drafting Jalen Reagor was not expected. So what are you saying, dude? Hopefully that's not, I don't know if that's towards me or not. Oliver, we might lose BG and Cox next year, so it's best to get Davis, Karlaftis this year. Hey, look, if they got defensive tackle and defensive end, I'd be totally fine with it. I really wouldn't blame that at all. I wouldn't mind that whatsoever. I'd be totally fine with it. Kikoa says, think at ATL will trade 8 for 18, a third, and Reagor. I'd do it. If ATL is willing to trade back, I'm fine. I mean, I don't know if because they can still get a quarterback if they want. They could be on the quarterback hunt too. They could be still in the quarterback hunt just because, like, Marcus Mariota signed like a 2-year deal, but it's not a long-term answer. So even if it's not a long-term answer, whoever they draft at quarterback is going to be sitting. for the year anyway. Fred's Chaos says Kyle Hamilton falling because he ran a 4.8 on his pro day. Kind of silly, to be honest. No, it's overrated. It's overrated to an extent. Frank says if you get a good pass rush, you can go a little less talented on the back end. I would love to have both, but I think a pass rush is more important. I really would like Tyrann Mathieu. I think there's a good chance for everything from hearing right now about Tyrann Mathieu coming to the Eagles. I think it's really good. I haven't heard anything that was kind of like, I don't know how I'm feeling about it. I think it's really good right now. So. We'll see. We'll see. We have 194 in the chat right now on the late night stream edition tonight. We're going to go back to our normal streams tomorrow. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel. If you guys haven't, like the stream. Check out the memberships in the pinned comment and description below for extra content. Any tier does not matter what you get. It just depends on what you want to do. So we're all there. Let me just check Twitter right now because I haven't checked anything. You never know what could happen. You never know what happens. You never know what happens. So it looks like 49ers reported will consider any legitimate trade for Deebo Samuel. Yeah, we'll see what happens. You have to give up a crap load. You're going to have to give up a lot. The contract this man wants is I don't know what that contract's going to look like. He thinks he should get quarterback money. And look, at the end of the day, he's not just a wide receiver. He rushes really well too. Philly Swag says, bro, I want Garrett Wilson or Jameson Williams so bad. Howie has pick one, please. AO says, who you picking at 15, 18? I'm picking either Jordan Davis, Devontae Wyatt with 15, and I'm going Andrew Booth, Stingley, or Sauce with 18. And whether they move up or they sit at 18. NZ says, I think that Deebo situation is BS. I don't know, dude. Do I really think they're going to trade him? I don't know. We'll see. This is Deebo like a pick on Instagram saying that he should get 25 mil plus. I mean, he could. I'm surprised he doesn't want more than that because all these receivers are him. I think Deebo's a top 3 receiver in my opinion. He should get paid over 30. I mean, for what he does with the rushing attack plus being a wide receiver, he should get 30. He should get 32 plus. No joke. He should get over 30 plus automatically just for that. Must I think Garrett Wilson is the first wide receiver off the board? Could be. Sauce at 18? No, probably not going to happen. I know it's funny, but it's probably not going to happen, bro. Tim says, I know, but I still want Devin Lloyd. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen either. Kaiser White kind of solidified the fact that they're not going after linebacker in the first 2 rounds. Probably not. So, Ahmad Levi says we need to move up for Sauce. Baltimore sitting at 14 would ruin our chance. And no, I don't think Baltimore is looking for a cornerback, bro. I think they're going linebacker. I don't think they're going corner. I think they're going linebacker because they were trying to go after Von Miller and Bobby Wagner. I think they have a spot open at linebacker. I think they're trying to add a linebacker. I think they're going to get Nakobe Dean or Devin Lloyd with the 14th pick, whatever they're sitting at, 13, 14, whatever it is. So this way, I don't get the Trevon Walker hype around a beast can BW. Yeah, I mean Arnold's probably going to be a 2nd round pick most likely or a late 1st. I don't know, but we'll see. He could be moving up the draft boards. Rich said, what's going to happen with Tay Gowan? I don't know. I mean, he's just going to compete and just see what he can bring to the table. I mean, that's all I can really say about Tay Gowan. AO says, I think we need to draft Jameson Williams if he's there and just put this wide receiver headache to rest. Now we have 2 legit wide receivers for years to come. What you think? I love it, dude. I love it. Look, at the end of the day, am I going to be mad if they draft Jameson Williams in the 1st round? No, I'm not. But at the same time, I think we could have upgraded a little bit more with the defense. That's all. I'm not going to say I'm going to hate it, but I'm going to really like it too. You know what I mean? So, as he says, the Jets pick 10 is a good trade-up spot to get Sauce. I don't know if the Jets are going to be trading. The Jets are going to be, they have 2 first-round picks in the top 10. I mean, they move back to 15 or 18, whatever they want to do there. I mean, there could be a trade right there if that's the case. Reese said, what's going to happen with Gowan to do? Nicholas says pass rusher and corner in the first, linebacker and receiver in the second. There is depth there in the second, a lot of value. We don't need to reach. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they don't have to reach in this draft. Like I said, I like Jameson Williams in the first round, but they don't need to reach for a receiver in the first round. They really don't. Because I think you're going to get Jameson Williams. I think someone's going to take a chance on him in the first round. Just have that itch feeling that somebody will take a chance on him late first, something like that. It's a lot of options, though. You can get it. You can, if you want speed. You want a speed and a guy can catch. Jahan Dotson from Penn State, that quarterback from Penn State. I don't follow Penn State that much, even though I'm an Eagles fan. I don't follow Penn State too much, but that quarterback from Penn State threw a lot of balls for Jahan Dotson. I mean, he probably would have had a lot more touchdowns last year. The Tom Brady of cornerbacks. That's what Tay Gowan said, bro. He's just setting himself up for failure. That's what I'm saying. You can't say crap like that. Kikoy says, so we trade 18 for 8 with Rager in a third, draft Sauce at 8, 15 Jameson Williams in the second, get Christian Harris or Ojabo. Interesting. Torville said a lot of reports say Jets want Sauce. Probably. I think the Giants want Sauce too. I think Kayvon Thibodeaux is another guy we have to keep thinking about too. If Kayvon starts moving down the board as well, the Eagles could snag him too if they want. Thibodeaux might be another option. Wynn says we need to trade up in the front, Giants, because they would try and take Sauce like how last year they tried to take Smitty. I don't know what they think look. This is what happens on NFL Network with these reporters. Like, they ask like a bunch of GMs what they think this certain team is doing. I don't know if teams know what the Eagles are doing. To be honest, I have no idea. But with the Giants, I think they have one of the Eagles front office guys, so maybe there's some inside information what the Eagles might be doing. So I'm not really sure. Not sure. Robert, what's going on? He says, they don't have a safety. I mean, I think there is good safeties. Oh, there is. Petre from Baylor. I love Petre. I love Brisker's probably my favorite linebacker in the second round. That's just me. I love Brisker. The more I watch him, the more I want him. Pause. But Ben Burger, Joey, what do you think we'll do at safety now, bro? I mean, look, all we're doing right now is waiting for Tyrann Mathieu. If that doesn't happen, then I don't know what they're doing. I think if you get Tyrann Mathieu, I think you're set at safety. You don't got to worry about it. I'm not saying they don't have to draft another guy, but it kind of knocks off a piece. Like, look, if Matthew's going to be here for the next few years, Anthony Harris on a 1-year deal, so maybe they look at another guy. Maybe they wait till next year to get a safety. I don't know, but we'll see. Brisker's a safety. Yeah, I know. Did I say he was a corner? If I say he was a corner, a mistake. I know he's a safety. I'm saying because earlier I said he could play in the box. He could play linebacker. I'm saying he could play multiple positions. He could be a pass rusher too. That's why I like Brisker a lot. You know what I mean? Brad said Howie doesn't show his hand. He is a mystery. That's what it's all about, man. That's one of the reasons why I do like him, because he is a mystery. And when it's draft time, it's kind of crazy. Let's see. Giants need help everywhere. Once they release Bradbury, they will have a huge hole at cornerback. Yeah, I think they're either going to get offensive line, Kayvon, or Sauce, or get both. Who knows? They might get Kayvon. They might get Kayvon and Sauce. They could. If I was them, because I think they're stupid for not trading one of their first round picks back. Like, they definitely don't have a quarterback for the future. And if you think that Daniel Jones is going to get a bigger contract after this year, I doubt it. I highly doubt it. So. Fred said they trading up for Hamilton if they don't get Honey Badger. I'm calling it now. We'll see, bro. I don't know. DB talking now. Would you be cool with Brisker? No, at Brisker, no. I said Brisker's a second rounder. If I said he was at 18, then I apologize. I think someone mentioned that you can get someone at 18, or there's depth for safety if that's the case. I know Brisker's a second round pick. He's a second round pick. Robert says there's a lot. There's a lot to choose from, bro. From that position, there is. Zary says Brisker injury issues scare me. Rumors are he's currently dealing with another injury. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Sean, did you see the Rams are going after? No, there's been no news on the Rams going after Honey Badger at all. Everyone's been saying that. Actually, no one's been saying that. I just been hearing from people in the chat the past week, like the Rams are going after. I saw news that the Rams have contacted Stephon Gilmore, so that might happen. I've seen no news on the Rams actually having interest at all. I'm talking from major I'm not talking. I'm not talking third party rumors. I'm talking like I haven't seen nothing official about them being interested in him at all. Matt says, crazy how the draft's around my birthday week once. Oh, dude, I hope you have a good birthday, and I hope I hope it goes well for you. That's all I can say. Yo, Young Money 87 says, are you and Philly 500 doing the draft like last year? Yes. So me and Philly 500 are going. Philly, I said Philly. Me and Philly 500 are going to be drafted. I can't even talk tonight. We're going to be streaming the whole entire draft. So we're going to be streaming from both channels. So definitely give both channels a lot of love. A lot of love. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be fun or it's going to be horrible, one or the other. We're going to have fun regardless, but Robert says really should take a defensive lineman, think Johnson will be there, and then a corner. I wouldn't mind Jermaine Johnson in a corner. Look, if he's available, sure. I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm good with it. I mean, I like Jermaine Johnson a lot. Zachary Rappaport has all the facts. I haven't seen one bit of new. I haven't seen one bit of news from that at all. My said, "Did you hit 500 for the passing of it?" Yeah. Me and 500 talked last. We talked earlier today. We talked yesterday. So yeah, I heard we talked for a little bit today. So much love to him and his family, and hopefully he's doing good. I told him to call me if he needs anything. It sucks, man. It sucks. Rich says, I like to see Philly 500 live from Las Vegas. Brad said, I've been saying Matthew is giving me Nelson vibes. Nelson vibes. Bang Bang said, I don't know who that is, but you do. So is that you? I don't know who that is, but you do. I have no idea what's going on here. Matt says drafts are always an adventure with. Oh yeah, it's always stressful. Professor says Saints buns, so we might as well come to Philly. Hopefully, Saints only win like one game. I think it's part of the money, dude. Like I think it's just part of money. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is because he left without a contract. So, because really, if he really wanted to sign him that badly, he would have. I think he's just trying to drive his price up because originally he would have taken the deal that Casey gave Justin Reed at $30 million for a few years. Okay, and then he said he would have took $10 million. So I think he's trying to meet in the middle right now between 10 to 15, if that's the case, a year. You know what I mean? So he could get a 3-year $30 million to a $50 million deal if that's the case. You know what I mean? So I think that's what's going on. Graves says, glad the Eagles are meeting with McCollum. Robert says, wonder if there are any defensive tackles. If not, then first to pick in the draft because Cox is on the 1 year. Oh, no, there is. I mean, look, I think in the first round, you got I think they're drooling out the mouth for Devontae Wyatt and Jordan Davis. I think that's what they're doing. Brett says, I'm giving Matthew what we offered Mark. Yeah, 5 years, $70 million. I don't know if he's going to get that, but at least the Eagles tried. The Eagles were actually really close to that number. The Eagles are actually very close. Kira says we can go for Taggy Smith like he has a 5 or 6 round pick. He is from Philadelphia. He is good safety that goes with our defense. And he says, oh, yes, we don't want the Badger to go and make the Saints better. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, they already signed. You know what I mean? I don't know. It makes no sense to me. Master, I'm hoping we sign Matthew tomorrow. I'm hoping we do this week. I'm hoping before the draft we at least sign him. So Herzl said, what if we use our 2 first next year and move up for a QB this year? No, because there's nobody in this draft. Because nobody is starting caliber this year. Nobody is. There's not one quarterback in this draft that's starting caliber. Mostly anyone that's drafted is going to be sitting for a whole year. This draft is not worth a quarterback. Gravy says, Joey, well, who are starting day linebackers? It's going to be TJ Edwards. Pretty much at this point, TJ Edwards, Kaiser White, depending if they're doing 4-3, 3-4. If they do like a 5-2, something where they add another lineman to the mix, if they want to do that. And obviously we're going to see Hassan Reddick move from Sam to edge rusher or be just a blitzer in general, a pass rusher. So we'll see. I mean, I think we have a good combination. Plus, on top of it, Davion Taylor coming. Hopefully I think with Davion Taylor is healthy, he's going to play really well. But I thought the first combination of guys that we found out at linebacker played really good next to each other was Davion Taylor and TJ Edwards. But Davion Taylor got hurt in the offseason last year, and he got hurt before, pretty much by the bye week. He got hurt with a knee injury, and then he was out the rest of the year. So it was a big loss for the linebacker core. Philly Swag says the Saints can truly be less than a 5-win team. I think they can win 7 games, maybe 8. Maybe I think 7 games is fair in my assessment. Maybe I don't know. I mean, that's the team we have to look out for all year. Hopefully, it doesn't be the Dolphins, because I thought our pick should have been a lot higher this year. The Dolphins won like 8-9 straight games. We're like, dude, what the hell? We didn't think Miami was going to win that many games this year to get to see what about that first round pick we were getting. Matt says, so you think we're going to shore up the defense completely and let's focus on offense and new QB? Not this year. Not this year. We're not getting a quarterback this year. I think you go defense in the first round, go get some offensive players, go get your number 2 receiver in the second round if that's what you want to do. Kiko says it's hard to get hopes up for Honey Badger, but as Eagles fans, there's that sense that somehow, even with all the media rumors, we'll still miss out on that. I hope not, dude. I really hope we don't. And he says, yeah, hopefully we spank the Saints to the first overall. I really hope so, too. Yeah, we faced the Saints I think we're in Philly for that game. I could be wrong. I have not evaluated Stroud or Young yet. No, I haven't yet. Not this year. No. By the end of the year, I will. Rob says, I don't know what I heard about Matthew. Matthew was legit with the deal, and then his agent did something, and Eagles pulled back. I heard. I've heard about stuff like that, but I don't think it's official, dude. If you're looking at that guy, NFL Rumors, that put all this crap up, it's not true. The guy has 2,000 followers. Like, that's why I made that video about it, because I'm like, everyone's looking at this tweet and everyone's flipping out about it. So, and he says, how about trading our 18th to the drop back and draft Sam Howell? You want to trade back to get a quarterback? No, definitely not. I'm not trading back to get a quarterback. If I'm going to get a quarterback, it's out of the top 2 picks or out of the first and second round. And if you want to go in the third or fourth and get one of these guys that they're available, that's totally fine. Philly Swag says, I know, right? My head Dolphins and Colts were losing in the first quarter of the season. Yeah, and then they just they played. I mean, look, with the Carson Wentz thing, we're like, we want Carson Wentz to play well, but not too well. You know what I mean? We want him to play well, but obviously get as many snaps as possible. But we want them to still lose games. Robert says, as long as we don't get a quarterback, if it doesn't pan out this year, better be next. That's all. I think the Eagles are going to give Jalen Hurts one chance and see what happens. Oh, Sean Marsh being a crybaby. I'm going through a lot of chats right now, bro. Seriously, dude. Okay, so Davion should get moved to safety with the roster we have. Guy can't stay healthy, dude. Before I'm even thinking about moving him anywhere, he just can't stay healthy. Argue says, showing just to post it again, StreamYard is funky. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it is, but, it just depends. Like, I move down this. I try to, if I'm too far back in the chat, then the people that are waiting, that just put their chats down, are going to be waiting a lot longer. So I can't go through every single one, but, So as of right now, yeah, this is going to be interesting, man. I don't know what the hell what the hell they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to do, but we'll see. It's going to be interesting. I don't know. Like, look, at this point, like, I see a lot of the pre-draft visits are great, but at the same time, like, you can't take those into effect because we drafted Andre Dillard, in 2019. We drafted him in the first round, and like, he never had a pre-draft visit with the Eagles. You know what I mean? Like, shit, crap like that really just, it kind of pisses me off, but kind of pisses me off. We'll see, though. Let me make sure. All right, we're good. Wait, what's going on? Got you, bro. Lucas says Hurts is the guy, bro. We'll see, dude. I mean, I know me and you disagree on it, but we'll see. I don't know. Like, I hope he's the guy. Like, that's all I could say. Like, he just has to not make those repetitive mistakes. I think that Shane Steichen too, with the offensive coordinator job, I think he's got to really situate this offense really well this year too. Christian says, "Yo, Shakes, I hear that Matthew is asking for $10 million a year. So you think 30 is? I think it's worth it. Yeah, 100%. I think it's definitely worth it. That's a lot cheaper than what they're going to pay Marcus Williams. I think it's definitely cheaper than what they were going to pay Marcus Williams if that was going to be the case." No, so I remember the Lions playing an epic game against the Eagles in the snow. Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite games. The Snow Bowl is one of my favorite games. Matt says, thank God I didn't know how much more I could take off that drama between those. Brigade said, I'm going to go ahead and hop on for a bit. Cody and Jay, hit me up when you get on, bro. I'm going to text. Yeah, you're good, bro. Definitely do that. Be on right after this. Robert said, I don't even know how they got QBs in the top 10. I've been watching some of these mocks. I'm laughing. Of course, says, how much will Matthew cost? I'm hearing from what I'm hearing right now. I heard 3 years 30. I heard 3 years 50. I don't know what the actual number is right now. We used to have the dates drop yet for some games this season. Yeah, I mean, we should be getting the schedule soon. We should be getting the schedule before the draft. That's what I'm hoping. Seth says, I feel like they're going to draft defensive line wide receiver in the first round. I hope they don't think that they gave Hurts weapons in free agency. They haven't done anything for him at all. They've done nothing for him. That's what kind of makes me nervous. We thought the free agency was going to be all offense, and defense was going to be in the draft. But they could be balancing it out a little bit. I don't know what they're doing. Yo, Juan, what's going on, bro? What's going on, man? Hope you're having a good night tonight. So yeah, guys, we're just doing a late night stream today. I'm not doing this the rest of the week. I just did it today because I was busy and I just had no time to do it this morning. So that's why I did it today. We're streaming every day until the draft pretty much. So we're definitely going to be busy. It's going to be very busy. Robert, I don't even care if it's an easy schedule. Like I don't know if it's gonna be an easy schedule. We have some pretty good teams we play at home this year, but it's not gonna be easy if we can't play. It's not gonna be easy if we can't get the ball to these receivers. It's not gonna be easy if Devontae Smith has less than 300 yards. In 4 games. You know what I mean? Like that's the crap that I'm gonna get pissed off about. Rob says, I'm asking fans of team who they don't want Lions to draft at 2, like, would break your heart if they drafted said person. Ashford says, yeah, we got to help Hurts. Let's be serious. Even Tom Brady with struggles. Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. Matt's not ordering my mic. Oh, finally. Hey. Finally. Rob said, what do you think about Rams? Is it fair with that team? Wonder if the coach gave up drafting and wants nothing but veterans all the time. Yeah, I don't know. Well, they won a championship, dude. So like they're hungry. They don't care who they bring in. They already have a young squad on top of a lot of veterans. So at this point, like they don't care how much they got to spend at this point. You know what I mean? Goose says we play Green Bay at home this year. I'm going to try to be out there. Yeah, Green Bay is going to look a little different this year. They're probably going to draft receiver in the first round. They need like a legit number 1 guy because I don't think Lazar's there anymore. There's no Adams. They don't have Valdez Scantling anymore. Rob says, right. We need to use Devontae. He has talent. A lot more than anyone thinks, bro. Why is Aiden Hudson not getting respect in the draft? He went from 1 to 2 now. But I mean, he's going to be a top 5 pick regardless. So, I mean, at this point, like, he's going to get drafted high. R. Gravy says, Joey, you see Christian Watson drop percentage? I haven't, but I heard it's bad. But we'll see. I don't know. It's probably why he's in the second round. Most likely. Richie says, I am afraid that the Eagles are looking at USC wide receiver Drake London. I believe he will be like Mike Williams of the Detroit Lions, a bust. I don't know, like Drake. I don't like Drake London. I mean, I like Drake London, but not that early. Not that early. I don't. Plus, on top of it, I think he has his pro day this week. He's still dealing with a hamstring injury. He's still dealing with an injury. That's why he didn't even run at the combine. I think he's been dealing with a hamstring since the combine. Like, that's a problem. I mean, he's still dealing with it. He's still dealing with it. He was supposed to have his pro day last week, and then he rescheduled to I think the 15th. I think a few days. So, Dylan says need Jameson Williams. Tim says Jones to Green Bay or Beckham Landry. Yeah, it could happen. Could be Julio Jones too. Julio Jones could probably go there as well if he could stay healthy and, go back to his old ways of playing. I think the Eagles draft. I think the Eagles would take Ojabo if he was available at 51. I think they would. I think if he makes it past the second round, I'd be shocked. I think someone's gonna take a chance on him. Seth says, would you rather have Tyron or Kyle Hamilton? Highly unlikely to get Kyle Hamilton, but I mean, I would love Kyle Hamilton. I would love to draft Kyle Hamilton. That's just if they can do it. And it depends how early he goes in the draft. I don't know what you're going to have to move up to do. We have to move up for him. Right, so I know Eagles go after players. Oh, Eagles go after players coming off injuries, yeah, because they go after players coming off injuries. But the difference with Dickerson, he was 100% healthy by that draft. Jameson Williams, unfortunately, he's still dealing with this. He's still recovering right now. He will be ready, so it's not a horrible thing, but he will be ready by training camp, which is good. Professor says Huntley slept on for real. Definitely flashed last. Oh no, Huntley's a good player, but we're so packed at running back right now. He just doesn't get snaps. I think it's just because we're so packed. Really, Boston Scott being here, it's just Miles Sanders. I mean, I just think it's a packed backfield right now. I think it's just packed backfield. Kara still says, yeah, the Rams are looking to get stuff. Yeah, I saw that. I think they're trying to get Gilmore. I don't know where the Eagles are with Gilmore, but I hope they just stay away from him because I don't even want Gilmore at all. I really don't. Let him go to a contender. I mean, at this point, you know what I mean? But the Eagles have to draft already solidified wide receiver. They can't develop or draft that position. Oh, it's not even that they can't. It's not about them not producing at that position or being coached the right way. I think they're coached fine, but actually, no, that's probably wrong. It's not that they're not coached right because they've missed out on so many targets this year. Hurts has thrown some really bad passes this year. He's not seeing the field. He's not seeing these guys wide open. It's the same story with Jalen Hurts we talk about every single day. You know what I mean? Like, I think part of it is Shane Steichen. Like, I think for rushing the number one rushing offense, okay, for the number one rushing offense for what Devontae Smith did, it's not bad stats, but I've never seen this guy targeted a lot in any games. There's only a few games I could take that really stood out. Even that Cowboys game, that last game of the season, he want to break Deshaun Jackson's rookie record. They forced the ball to him, and he's catching everything. And why aren't they using him like that in games? Like Quez Watkins would have had 1,000 yards. Would have had 1,000 yards this year, 100%. He would have had 1,000 yards, or at least like 950 plus. He would have had something in between 9 and 1,000, or more than 1,000. Robert said, what concerns me about Miles is durability. Yeah, I'm not thinking about giving him an extension, like to give him $40-50 million. Like, for what? I mean, for what? I mean, you have an offensive line right now, especially for the future. You have a lot of good depth pieces. Like, they're going to still add to it this draft. But I'm telling you, you have an offensive line right now that you don't need to go pay a running back that much money. It's a devalued position that doesn't need to be paid because it just doesn't. Like, if you have a bad offensive line, you're paying a running back a lot of money. 9 out of 10 times he's going to have a really bad year. It's just the way it is. I mean, look at Saquon Barkley, drafted a top 10 pick for the Giants, and he was just drafted in a really bad position, and then he started getting injured. You know what I mean? It's just he gets hit too many times, and he gets injured. I don't know, dude. I don't really trust his health either. Like, it's getting to that point now, Jimmy says, y'all talking about these running backs for game, but we got Gainwell. Oh, no, Gainwell. Yeah, I totally forgot. No, Gainwell is, I want him to get more snaps this year. Gainwell is great. I think he's a dual threat back. I'm like, do I think he's like, I don't think he's got a crazy skill set. I just think I think he's got good vision. I think he always makes the first guy miss. Like, there's some good things to take out of him. You know what I mean? I want to see more, though. I want to see more. We haven't seen more. We haven't. This offense is way too young, bro. That's the issue. That's part of the issue is that they're way too young. Too many new pieces in 2021 when we got into that season last year. New head coach, new first year head coach, new quarterback, first year offensive coordinator for the Eagles. There was way too many Shane Steichen. There was way too many new pieces. They didn't have a veteran guy at wide receiver last year, besides like Greg Ward that was on the bench that he should have had more playing time. But, it's just that's the way it is, man. It's not they have to add a veteran. That's what I was waiting for this offseason, a veteran guy. So now you're going to go into this draft, and there's nothing promising about any of these wide receivers because are you going to be promised that we're going to get a Jamar Chase in this draft? He's going to go first game and just explode on every team every week? No, it's not promised that's going to happen because we have a quarterback right now that's struggling to get the ball to these guys. And we have an offensive coordinator that his play design is not great. So there's a lot that goes into it. Whereas the Eagles' number one rushing offense was by Shane Steichen. Jalen Hurts was I agree, dude. Robert says Gainwell is a twitchy running back. Matt says, I'm telling you, if Stan doesn't have a healthy season, if he gets hurt this year, dude, I don't know. I'm not keeping him unless he stays for cheap, like cheap, which is not going to happen. He might. I mean, if he plays bad or gets injured, he's not going to get big money. He can go to another team if he wants for cheap money to prove himself somewhere else, but most likely he'll probably stay with us, or maybe he won't. Who knows? Maybe he wants a new change of scenery. Who knows? But I wouldn't pay him. I don't even want to pay him after this year anyway, regardless. I really don't. What I like about him is he doesn't dance in the backfield. Oh, no, and that's a whole other thing with Miles Sanders, too. Like, some of these other running backs don't dance. Like, Miles, like, he dances way too much. Like, there are certain holes that are wide open that he just can run through, and he just tries to do too much. He tries to get that big home run on every single time he gets the ball. He just tries to do it. Christian, are the Eagles really dumping regular? I heard he could go for as low as a fifth. I mean, probably. I mean, to me, it's just a dump. I don't even care what we get for him. To be honest. Doesn't mean much to me, to be honest. I don't care what we get for him. Dasher says, here's a thought. Let's just play Boston Scott, Gainwell, and Huntley instead of J. John Ray or no wide receiver except Smith and sometimes Ward. Torville says there are some good running backs to get in the middle rounds that could possibly replace Sanders in a year or two. Pierce and Strong are pretty good. Running backs can do pretty well behind our big O-line. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could just plug in guys behind this offensive line. I think that's what you could do. Wigar says how he's doing Boston Scott dirty signs. The man, damn. Wait, what? What does that mean? Matt said that my other issue with Miles is that all the dancing, which would be costing us crucial times. Carly says Gainwell is better than Sanders, him at hands and less fumbles. Plus, he runs north. Oh, I agree. I think he's just different in his skill set. I mean, that's really all it is. I don't mind if the guy dances once in a while, but he does almost every play. Sets down for the Eagles train unless they get rid of the cap. I mean, at the end of the day, like, is a $3.8 million cap hit a lot? I mean, the cap hit. It's not really a big 3.8. It's not a big cap hit, but yeah, it kind of sucks. I mean, unless they could redo the deal and try to get no cap hit and try to get no dead cap hit from it. That's the problem, because God knows we don't need any more dead cap. We already have 30 million in dead cap going into next year. So I think top 5 team in dead cap money right now. It's just crazy. After says Sanders' mom was a brilliant, inherited love and dance. Molly Varsa Rams are playing man mode in the unlimited cap. Yeah, I don't know how they're moving money around. I don't even know. They have a really good GM then, because I have no idea. Michael says too much Miles Sanders slander. He'll finish top 15 this year. We'll see, dude. We'll see. He's got to stay on the field, though. I mean, that's all. I'm a big Miles Sanders fan. He's one of my favorite players on this team. But I'm going to call it out if he's not. He's not going to be worth that money at the end of the year. It wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles move on from him. It wouldn't. Even if he plays good, I don't think the Eagles are going to pay him. I don't think it's going to happen. Rager has a breakout season this year. Yeah, I doubt it. Highly doubt it. I doubt that. Torvald Sanders' biggest issue is they just can't stay healthy. Can't invest money in a guy that spends a good part of the season. Yeah, I mean, that's true. It's totally true. Fatboy says, do you think Jalen Tolbert is a perfect match for the Eagles? I haven't looked at him too much. A few people have been DMing me on Twitter about it, and I have to look at him, but I'll probably do a Joey Shakes reacts on him. So I'll probably do a draft. I'll probably do a highlight reaction of him, and I'll look at some tape. People have been mentioning his name a lot. So Seth says, I feel the Sanders injuries just have been those freak injuries. It's affecting his money. It's affecting him there's some games. I mean, we did it without him. We did it with Boston Scott, Jordan Howard. We did it without him. You know what I mean? And Kenneth Gainwell. Yeah, I mean, if the Eagles could do it without him for that many games, throughout the year, they're probably not going to need him after this year. I mean, I don't want him to go, but if it's about giving him the bag, I just don't see it happening. Tim says Sanders our best back. Let's be real. We didn't start running the ball until Raiders game is healthy. Only serious Miles will be here. We keep Barner forever. Robert said, I mean, if Rager had an eye, I'd be wearing a McDonald's sun visor. Torres the Rager plays scared. That's why he's always running backwards or towards the sidelines. He doesn't have stomach for a game. No, it's not even the stomach for the game. I mean, he wants to play, but his mentality is just not good. He's had too much interaction, and he doubts himself too easily. Robert said the only breakout season Rager will have is breaking a Kit Kat bar and eating it. True that, bro. True that. True that. We're gonna go another couple minutes. I'm not gonna make this crazy long tonight. I just want to do a quick hour and a half tonight, stream wise, and we'll be back between 11 a.m. to 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a stream tomorrow. So we'll be back to our normal schedule tonight. I just want to do a stream because I was busy earlier today and doing some things, but we'll go we'll do another like 2 minutes and then we'll end it up. We'll end it. So what I'm looking at for the next few weeks, a couple weeks we have left, is going to be Tyrann Mathieu, where he's going. And I know Tyrann Mathieu's taking his sweet time as well. And seeing what else they're doing, man. Like God, my freaking allergies are going crazy today. We'll see. We'll find out. I don't know what they're doing. We'll see though. Eagles try to do one better. If Rager has 2 touchdowns and 200 yards, you try a ham and cheese on. Robert said, I don't know. Do you believe they're getting calls for Rager? I mean, probably, but yeah, probably. Because there's probably teams out there that think they could take his talents to, if he's not working out with the Eagles, I think we could take his talents elsewhere. I think we could do more with him on special teams. I think we could put him into the offense and he'll be successful. There might be teams that think that. Don't be surprised if there's teams that think that. So. I'm praying I wake up breaking Tyrann to the Eagles. I hope so too, bro. I hope I'm streaming while it's happening. I don't know if the Jets are calling. I could see maybe like the Texans. The Texans could be calling for. I think the Texans and Falcons are 2 teams that could be calling for him. Texans, Falcons, I think are 2. I mean, if not, then I'd be shocked. I think one of those 2 teams could have interest or both. Rager's getting calls from the XFL. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. We're going to end it here for the night. I appreciate the super chats, memberships. Appreciate everybody that's been just hanging out tonight. Obviously, we're going to be back to our, early stream tomorrow. That's it. We're going to do an early stream tomorrow and keep this thing rolling. So I'll have a video out tomorrow. More channel membership videos between tomorrow and the next day. It might not be till another 2 days. I'll have a few of them out this week. And that's it. So we'll be ready to go, ready to see what happens, and hopefully Tyrann Mathieu signs tomorrow. That's what I'm hoping. So keep an eye on some of these pre-draft visits for the Eagles and see what's going on. So before you leave, like the stream if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel if you are new, or if you haven't subscribed, or make sure you are subscribed, because we're going to be live streaming every day. And then we'll have the Philly Shakedown Saturday with Philly 500 on his channel, and then we'll be streaming the draft all 3 days. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So, all right, other than that, guys, we'll see you guys later. Shake Squad follows 5. Peace out, guys.